them, and then they take the seed and then impregnate the cow's fur. This is like, you know, how do you like tell two cows? And then there's usually a process involved to like make that happen. But either
everybody has their own space, I guess you could call it. That's sort of generally the government like approach it.
Trying to make a better world from getting smaller.
Questions, right? Because it reinforces. If you tell me something right now, I can tell you, no, that's not right. You're just telling it to me. But if you question me and I give you an answer, that's my answer, and I can't question that answer. See what I mean? So that's why the socioeconomic method is what we find. Do you have any questions? It's so cool like the numbers and lots of things about it. Solid numbers. So it's going to be very interesting. Just
you guys, did you post it on the same area?
yeah, so like we didn't, I had no idea they were doing this thing, but like we were like kind of crossing paths at most of
Is it your first time seeing that kind of stuff?
Sorry?
Oh, sorry. Is it your first time seeing that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah? How do you feel about that?
So take this out the expected.
Well, I mean, it's kind of more like this kind of knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Just ignorance, at the same time, he was going through.
Like you don't want to see it kind of thing, right? It's just easier not to see it than to...
I don't know. It's just like there's so many things that you choose not to look into.
Mm-hmm. So what's your, like, do you understand kind of what we're showing here, or?
I guess I put the pieces together.
Okay. So what are the pieces you're putting together?
I guess this is how you have like meat to table kind of thing.
This is actually the most standard practices in animal agriculture. So they all have different screens right now. This one is showing the dairy industry. Then there's like the chicken industry, there's the pork industry, there's the fur industry, there's like all of the different industries of how we exploit animals, right? And a lot of them, like, people don't even realize, but like the most standard practice are like no one would ever want to pay for that, right?
Is there a regulated, standardized practice at all?
Yeah, that's what I mean. But that's what you're seeing.
Is there anything that's, I guess, like proper?
And that's the thing, right? People want to feel better and kind of use words like humane and things like that. But at the end of the day, like, can you say that something is proper or humane when you're taking the life of a being that doesn't want to die? Like, there's no good way of doing it. And on top of no good way of doing it, the way that we are doing it is freaking brutal in every possible way. Like, the way that we've expanded those industries now to feed a very small percentage of the population. Because one of the biggest excuses that I get all the time is like, yeah, but how would we feed the world? Like, how would we? And it's like, okay, first of all, we're not feeding the world. Like, a lot of people are starving, right? And second of all, what do you think the animals that people eat? They eat plants. So I've got people all the time going like, yeah, but, you know, monocultures are not good, this, that. And it's like, where do you think those monocultures are going. They're not being fed to human. If they were being fed to human, there would be no one would be dying of hunger on our planet. We could actually feed everyone, right? But they're not being fed.
That's essentially the solution, or the alternative, or the best alternative.
I wouldn't even say that that's the direct solution, because what on top of what they're feeding those animals, those monocultures, half the time they're genetically modified, right? They're genetically modified. They're like the things like soy crops and corn crops and all that stuff is like really modified. Like, I don't know if you know a little bit about Monsanto and stuff like that as well. So it's the way that they actually take the seed of whether like a vegetable or a fruit or anything, and they put the poison in it. So say, for example, they take a soy seed, okay, and they put a pesticide in the seed. They've like modified it to have the actual pesticide or herbicide within the actual seed. So when it grows, bugs are, well, it's within the core of it. It's within its signature, its molecular signature, right? So bugs are going to stay off it, or they're going to stay off it more because now we have super bugs. So they're spraying on top of that, right? So now think of like how that food's being sprayed, how it's being modified, and then it's being fed to those animals. And then the animals are so in fear before they die, right? Like they're raised their entire lives in like a really shitty conditions, and then they're dragged through transport to go to a slaughterhouse, and they see their whole families die in front of them before that ends up on someone's plate, right? And so it's like, I was just thinking about that the other day. They were saying like fresh something, and I was thinking to myself, how can you say this is fresh? Like, to me, like fresh fruits and vegetables that have been like freshly picked off a tree, like a tree that's not going to die, that's going to keep bearing fruits, right? But if you call a dead animal fresh, like that is so fucked up in my mind. It's like, but you've just killed the animal. Like, how can it possibly be fresh? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's dead. So, and it was just the irony is like, I was thinking to myself like, huh,
Yeah.
like that. But when you really think about it, like what you're seeing right now, I have trouble looking at the screens because I've been vegan for like 10 years now, and it's really hard for me to watch this stuff because I don't encourage it. And unfortunately, I pay a lot of taxes because, well, fortunately I make money, but the taxes that I pay, half of that goes towards animal ag, goes towards subsidies for animal agriculture. Like the dairy industry, for example, wouldn't even be surviving right now if it wasn't for the subsidies. Like, I don't know if you saw the boom of plant milks. Like, have you ever tried like almond milk or soy milk or?
That's all I drink.
Oh, okay. So you don't consume animal, like
No,
cow milk?
I don't drink that.
Okay. Okay. So then you already know, like you've already done, and so why did you make that switch?
I won't say it's because of this.
No,
It's
but
reasons.
you, for health, right?
Yeah, I just think it's, like, I don't handle dairy that well.
Yeah, most humans actually. They just don't know. They've been so desensitized that they don't actually know. And dairy in itself is, first of all, super inflammatory, and it has proteins like casein and things like that that humans are actually addicted to, that you're like addicted, but it causes you harm. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just makes sense if you really think about it. You already know this, but like we're the only animal on Earth that continues to drink milk once we've been weaned off from our own parents, and that drinks milk of another mammal, not even our own species, right? And we continue to drink after we weaned off. It's like, come on, get off the tit, guys. So that's excellent, the fact that you're on soy. But what about cheese and stuff? Yeah, eh? It's the same thing though. Like, and it's the same shit too. Like, have you seen the alternatives in stores?
Yeah, I actually just got back on because I thought it was a good.
Well, for sure.
Really
For sure you are, trust me. But even like for cheeses, like I get like this fermented cashew cheese that's like delicious. Even like the Dayas now are actually good. You could, like, maybe when I first started I thought like, ugh, but now like they've perfectioned it, and they have the melting one, so you could make your pizzas, you could make your stuff like that, right? So I find personally that's excellent. And we were coming, we had an Uber ride from the Animal Rights March today, because this is our second event. It was like a 5-hour event today, and we had an Uber ride here, and the guy was a vegetarian, okay? And I turned him vegan before the end of the ride, because I just told him about the dairy industry. Like, and I just explained, because I said every time someone tells me they're vegetarian, I'm like, oh, you're a vegan waiting to happen. Like, clearly, right? Because either it was ethical, either like they have some type of information that already helped them move the other way. Like for me, 10 years ago, I was diagnosed with MS, multiple sclerosis, and I started doing research, and my neurologist told me like I needed to inject myself every day and I need to do all these things, and I was like, let's look at other opinions, like let's look at what's actually out there. And I realized that holy shit, it was my lifestyle. It was everything I was doing to myself that made me sick, right? So getting all of the things that were making me sick out of my life really, really helped heal myself. I never had to take medication, and now I am where I am today, healthiest and happiest that I've ever been. So I try to promote that message.
I like what you guys are doing.
You know, and the only reason I actually approached you is because you stopped to look. Like, we don't bother people if they're not stopping, right? Like, we want to have a conversation because you're receptive. You're open to seeing like what is happening. So you already pretty much are not a part of that as much. You could easily not be at all.
It's something that we were like raised into.
Of course, but that's everyone. Like, I come from a 2,000 population town of hunters and trappers, and like even going back in that hometown now is almost like a.
But I do like what you guys are doing.
Yeah. So how do you feel about? So we're always looking to recruit people, and we're always looking to, of course, push those conversations and talk about the inconvenient truth. So like, how do you feel about the animal aspect? Like, if you were to look at the other, like if you were to look at the chicken industry and you were to look at the pork industry and you were to see how those animals are dying for us, like, how do you feel about that?
I don't know. I don't have an answer.
You don't have an answer on how it makes you feel? Is it because it's like a...
No, I don't know. I just don't have an answer.
Okay, so if you knew
Yeah.
that you didn't have to eat animals to still be healthy and fit and strong, like you look like someone that's fit and works out and stuff like that, have you watched The Game Changers? So,
Seaspiracy.
oh, okay, so that was actually a really good documentary on Netflix. How did you feel about that one?
Yeah, pretty bad.
It's pretty fucked up, right? Like, it's pretty fucked up. And that was like, most people don't feel so bad about the fish. Then you watch something like that and it's like, wow, okay. So then there's Cowspiracy, but another one for you, because you're an athlete. Do what? I would suggest Game Changers. It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger and like the MMA fighter. He's one of the guys, I forget what his name is. It's the worst, and that's my background. Eh?
It was a fighter.
Yeah. Like all of these guys. Well, a lot of the fighters went vegan. Like even just Nick and what are the Diaz brothers. They've been vegetarian most of their lives. Like they're like, when Diaz fought against McGregor. Are you into fighting or? Eh? Okay, so I'm not gonna get into that then. Sorry. Yeah, can I, here, just give me 5 seconds. I wanna give you a card really quickly. Fuck's sakes. Oh my god. I have like thousands of cards in that thing. It's so bad. Okay, so this one here has a whole bunch of like resources just based on like who we are and what we do and all the different groups and things like that. So as you continue on this journey, because clearly you're interested, and that means that you want to inform and educate yourself potentially, right? So that you make informed and educated decisions. There's tons of like, the first one here, Game Changers.
Yep.
And I also have it at the back of my card as well. I think it's the first thing that I put. Oh no, I put Watch Dominion and then Game Changers.
Okay.
But all of my tags and stuff like that are on there. I would love for you to give me a follow. What's your name? Quan?
Yeah.
Quan, like Q?
Q-U-A-G.
Oh, okay, Quag. Oh, cool. That's a very original name. Nice to meet you, Quag. I'm Michelle. And I would love for you to follow me. Just send me a quick message. I'm sharing this shit all the time. Probably gonna get bored of it, but you might be like, you know what? I want to join, or I want more information, or and there's so many good sources for you to like feel amazing. Like I would take my sweater off and show you my muscles, because I'm a personal trainer, coach, holistic nutritionist. Like I do all of this stuff, right? So that's like, for me, it's like, I want people to understand, like, you can heal yourself from the inside out. You don't need to be contributing to the madness, to the suffering. Like, it's destroying our planet. You've seen, like, our planet's on fire right now. It's crazy, right? Like, and we can be the change, like 100%.
No, it's definitely a start. It offers more opportunities for intervention.
100%. And we need to lead by example, right? Like, people like you and I need to be the people that lead by example, because the future generations are not going to have a planet to live on. How old are you?
30. Just
30. I'm 34, and like it's like our people in younger are the ones that are gonna change this
Yeah,
world.
that's what I was saying. Like, do I even want kids to bring this world?
Oh fuck no! I've like no. I'll adopt and foster, but like no. What kind of crazy world is this? It's wild, like wild in so many different ways, right? So like, why bring children into this? I feel bad for the ones that have young kids right now. I'm like, oh my god. For sure. Thank you so much, Quag. Have a great night, okay? Bye.
We're having conversations with people because we want to raise awareness about what happens here. So we're all vegan here, so none of us consume animals. We don't use them for coats. We don't use them for cosmetics. We don't use them for anything. No, nothing. Because we've realized and we've learned and we've seen what's happened in this industry, and we want to make a better world for everyone, including the most vulnerable. So, if I provided you some resources, would you consider looking into veganism and seeing if you could not participating in this? Because our dollar is if we pay for this to happen every Tuesday, would you be interested in some information? Yeah, I do. So, this is our card. So we have a number of resources and people that can help you switch as well. So this is the best speech you'll ever hear. If you want to hear some information about the industry, Dominion is the footage we're showing here today. Okay, it's showcasing what happens in the animal agriculture industry. What the health
You mean like
is
for the
just
animals, like what would happen to them?
and then we also have Vegan 22. It's a free mentorship program. They will give you advice on how you can change different meals, and they will give you free support. So there's nothing you need to do, but you just help people, help yourself eat products that are not contributing to this. Because if you look at this again, I mean, like you said earlier, it makes you not feel good about it. Yeah, it's awful. Yeah, like you watch this while you're eating, right? Yeah. So here's the information, and I hope you take a look, and if you have any questions, you can do too. And also like Google
It's hard to look at, eh? Oh, fuck, even more. They already know. So you guys gonna join us?
Yeah.
You what? Oh, okay. Oh, amazing. Okay. Cool.
I didn't know this was going. I seen the protest earlier.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we did the whole march. Yeah, it was like 5 hours. So
Great
long,
though,
my
yeah.
poor feet. But yeah, it was great, and there was definitely a lot of awareness that was raised there. It was crazy when like both marches crossed each other.
That's how, because I was like, I'm against the mandates.
Me too, 100%. Oh, they all knew me.
And
Actually,
I was
the
like-
front
I
of
was
the
like,
march knew
I
me.
have a cool video of like you guys going by, and then like everyone was like, there's a lot of people from that march being like peace and like.
100%. Vice versa, right? So I
Yeah.
kept saying to everyone on that side, I was like, we're not free until we're all free. That's what I kept screaming. We're not, and everyone was like, yeah. So it was so good. But a part of me, like, because I had a lot of friends that were on the other side, and they just kept like giving me hugs and shit like that. And they're like, yes. And I'm like, you
And there was
guys,
a
like,
couple
why are
idiots.
you not on our side?
There was a couple idiots in the crowd too.
Oh, of course. Oh, yeah. Eat steak.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, yeah, I haven't heard that one before.
I know. Like I have a video literally and like, yeah, woo, and some idiot in the background.
Yeah. Like, right? You just want to check your phone at the guy.
I was wearing this shirt. Someone's
Yes,
like, you
love
guys
it.
need to join us.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Fuck
I was like,
yeah.
I am coming to you guys. I was just on Saturday.
I know. I was holding that thing and I was like, oh, just everything. Like it was good though. I liked it.
I feel like there should be like a
Yeah.
I
Do you have social? What's your name?
Christina.
Christina. Do you have social media?
Yeah.
I'll give you my card. Give me a second.
Hello.
How do you feel, Mario? Okay, sorry. I'm having fun. I'll be right back. Okay, so it's all my different tags basically, like Instagram, Facebook, all that. If you send me a message, just say like, hey, it was nice meeting you at the Cube, da da da.
Yeah.
I have an Activism 2.0 group on Signal. Do you have Signal? So I highly suggest you download.
Yeah.
Just because even with like freedom,
Everything's
all that
going
kind of
on,
stuff. Oh
yeah.
yeah. You need to make sure that they are not watching what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a good app to have. Signal and Telegram are two really good apps to have for that. The encrypted coding and stuff like that. And then
Completely prepared to do whatever. Like I made this logo. Like I was.
you made that?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Like I can do all this stuff. Like I need a place to.
Yes, be guided and,
Yeah.
and be with friends and like minds, right?
Yeah,
like just
yeah.
kind of, same. And I think a lot of that's what it is. Like that's what we lack. So that's why I'm putting this group together specifically. So people from the GTA, we keep each other in the loop, like the different events that are happening. You come if you can. Like it's just a support kind of group, but also
Yeah.
just based on events and keeping us in the loop, all in the same spot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've only discovered stuff by myself.
But that's
Going by myself.
Exactly, I'm the
Yeah.
same. That's why now, like 6 years later, well 10 years, but 6 years of activism, I'm like, okay, like I realized that for myself, what was lacking was that.
Yeah.
It was like the people around me that like, first of all, even knowing.
Yeah.
Like I was just always going on my own, and I meet people that are always going on their own as well. So it's like, why are we not a crew here? Like we're supposed to unite, you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
It's the only way we're gonna win the fight in
No,
the end.
I know. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're totally right. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get Signal.
Yes, well, just send me a message on one of the like Instagram or Facebook or any of those, and that was interesting. Her reaction. She goes, "Oh," and turns away. Yeah, exactly. That's the fucking problem with
Literally
society
people
today.
eating ice cream like mine. Be like, no.
Yeah. Like, let me not watch that as I just like poison myself. But yeah, so any of those, just send me a message. Say, hey, it's Christina, and then I'll just I'll say what's your number and I'll add you to Signal.
Okay, sweet. Awesome.
Amazing. Yay. I was watching you guys I was seeing his facial expressions. I was like, oh, well, they're not liking what they're seeing. That makes sense.
I mean, I watched the trailer of Earthlings. I couldn't even watch the whole thing. And
Oh,
I was
me
like,
neither.
okay, that was enough for me to completely switch. So I was vegetarian. And I was like,
Oh, that's what I told to our Uber driver today. He goes, I'm vegetarian. I go, what's stopping you? At the end of the ride, he said, not tomorrow, today. Never again. Never again. I told him the whole thing around dairy. And this is what I tell. The first thing I told him was, oh, you're a vegan waiting to happen.
Yeah,
Every
exactly.
time someone tells me they're a vegetarian, you are a vegan waiting to happen. Like 100%. There's just some information that you need a bit more and you'll make the switch, you know?
yeah.
Yeah,
It's true.
100%.
What's it?
She's like hiding. Do you see that?
Y'all are bored.
That's what they do. That's what they do.
Yeah, okay, we're bored.
Yeah, I know. It's sad. Whew, a lot of people in influence. So have you done any forms of activism before? Apart from the freedom marches and stuff?
No, I've gone to a couple vigils.
Okay, so you did bear witness before.
Yeah.
To which
The pig.
at Fearman's. Okay.
Fearman's.
With New Wave or Pig Save?
Pig Save.
Okay.
And
Cow Save,
Cow Save.
St. Helens.
yeah.
Fucking brutal. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So you must have seen Ian before because he's there all the time. He's the one who told me that you guys were vegan.
Oh.
He's usually in the Cow Save all the time. That's where I met him actually, way back when.
But I've
Yeah, you would have.
been there.
Yeah, for sure. So this is mink farming for you right there.
Yeah. So when the 54 minutes gets done, okay, power it off. This is what happened earlier. Power off the screen. This? Yes. I turn it back on and then.
Does this look like you need fur in your life? Does this look like you actually need
I've done it a
animals
few times.
to be skinned for fashion?
Let me know.
Like, is this worth it for you? So gross.
So you just put this on live or?
Oh no, I'm on a GoPro right now. I'm gonna edit it later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I can't look. I know, it's so fucked up. It's so fucked up, eh? I know. Have an awesome night, you guys, eh? Thank you so much for stopping, and hopefully we see you at future events. You know?
For sure. Whatever I can do.
Yeah.
I have some ideas for like, because like I'm in the fashion industry.
Oh,
so,
okay, cool.
Like I wanted to make earring tags with the livestock tags.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah,
that would
like
sell.
63 to 1.
Yeah.
Because there's for every person 63
Yeah.
livestock,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah,
or something, because like it'll draw attention to people.
100%. And yes, anything to get people to ask questions, right?
Yeah.
That's why all the shit I wear, there's some type of message somewhere, just
That's
to get.
from Barrie, isn't it?
I got this one at the vegan pantry in Burlington.
Burlington, okay.
Yeah. I have a matching mask with it.
The guy who lives in Barrie owns it.
That's it, eh?
Yeah.
They own, because that's where it started. Vegan pantry started in Barrie, I think.
His friend that owns Barrie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Barrie's actually got like
A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
They're pretty progressive, eh? I was thinking about that too. I wonder if it's because there's a Vipassana nearby. Do you guys? Oh, I was wondering. I was gonna say, do you guys know what Vipassana is? You're like, a what? It's a meditation retreat, but it's like a silent meditation retreat. So you're only allowed to go if you're doing 10 days, and it's 10 days like without any electronic, any apps, any technology. You can't write, you can't sing, you can't do anything. You're there to abandon yourself, to abandon your mind and your body just to the practice, right? And it's really all about sensations. It's like just about being able to observe your own reality and being able to connect with whatever's happening for you in real time. Like you're not inventing, you're not visualizing, you're not doing types of like chants or anything like that. It's really just observing. You spend the first days observing this space here, the first 4 days, just observing this until you're like going crazy, until it becomes so apparent, like you can really feel. So you're sharpening your mind, right? You're teaching yourself. And after those 4 days, you go into full Vipassana. It's not Anapana anymore. And you move, like you're observing every single inch of your body. And like the whole thing is based on morality. Like everyone, it's more vegetarian, but it's vegan based on the morality and all that kind of stuff. They just don't fully know it yet. But I think that with that kind of energy and those vibrations, being super close to Barrie like that, I feel like that could be an influence of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that too.
Yeah, it's really good stuff. Yeah, 100%. And even just like the connection, right? Just starting to understand the awareness a little bit more. I think one of the biggest things that we lack here in society is the awareness. And then even then, it's like the fact that good people they look the other way. They don't do anything. Like they can see, they know that it's right from wrong, and yet they do nothing about it. That's the worst part of society, right? But quite often it's because they don't even want to see it. It's like they know that there's a right and wrong. They're like, let me just not even have to decide it. Let me just like look the other way and pretend like it doesn't, like ignorance, right? Ignorance is
Hear no evil, see no evil.
Just on the weekend.
Yeah, exactly. I even have those. I have these little monkeys on my desk in my crystals. They're literally there, like hiding their eyes, their ears, and their mouth. And it's just the reality. Like it's so.
And then the people who are doing this, they turn so like
You said it, you nailed the head right at like.
So it's interesting that you say that, because at the beginning of the march today, I don't know if you follow Gaia and I, Gaia I or something like that.
Wait, Guy the Network?
No, so Gaia, he's actually Gabe something. He's like a rapper. He reaches out to all these like artists and stuff. Through his music, he raps around veganism and things like that. Like he made this song about like vegans eat meat. Vegans eat meat because we do eat the meat of like the jackfruit, the meat of the meat from, if you actually look at the proper definition, is the meat of the fruit, the meat of the vegetables. It's not actually dead animals, right? We just changed it to make it sound better.
Yeah.
Anyway, super interesting guy. He just explained from the get-go that it was really intense. He did a whole rap around it. He was describing a cow heading to slaughter, okay? In the rap, it rhymed amazingly, and there was so much passion behind it. It was so good. I recorded all of it. And at the end, he explained, like, people talk about human and animal rights, but like you don't understand like these humans that go in and kill those animals on a daily basis, like an 8-hour shift of doing that. An 8-hour shift of doing that. What do you think happens when they go back home after? You think they're practicing empathy and compassion? Do you think they're fucking hugging their kids?
Yeah, she's put her out with I feel great. She made a very what Canada, first world countries do is prey upon third world individuals.
Yes.
Their life. Because all the people in the slaughterhouse.
Exactly.
Because they want to keep the rape.
And don't we have like a program?
Yes, we do. Yes, but okay. So just on that point,
they don't want anyone within society because beneath us, and it's also it goes against all of our teaching.
And our core values.
Because if you go in every day and you have someone with a knife cutting the animal through days,
yes,
that person becomes a savage. It's not
of course, 100%.
And I'm in music too, so she's been trying to get me to put forth that same message and stuff, and like be able to enlighten and talk to people, you know, because there's not a lot of people who understand it. But since she brought me in, transformed me into vegan and seeing things, I already knew. I had some friends who were that way.
Yeah.
And it's just and also you start to understand the energy of how just life. And I've had this before you became vegan, knowing that even though I didn't have the connection to be related, I'm the same as the animals.
Yeah, exactly.
We're all exactly the same as far as energy, feelings, emotions. It's just that people have this belief of thinking that it's not the same. And it's like people, and it's bad. There was a lady who said it on a show, like one of these shows, videos. She shows me a lot of different shows where they're doing bad things, like in this that dog slaughter in China.
Yeah. Oh, you win. Oh my God.
So there was a lady there, and they were saying, hey. She's saying, you know, it's so wrong to eat dogs. But she made an interesting point, like how we in society think it's wrong to eat the dogs, but it's okay to eat the cow.
Yeah, exactly.
And she says, but you eat the cow.
Yeah.
She says, and the cow does more for you than the dog. It works for you, it helps you farm your land. You can kill it and eat it.
Yeah.
But you're complaining that you eat the dog.
Yeah.
And even
We
though
sexualize it too. I mean, there's a freaking steak shop down on the Queens called Holy Cow, and I'm like, they are holy in certain places.
And the thing is, it's so interesting that you have a, especially when you come to a place like Toronto, you have cities that are melting pots of different cultures and things. You're going to have cultures that collide. Those same cultures should have to understand.
Exactly.
You know, you have
Anti-oppression.
people- You would think that some of the most proponents of veganism would be Indian people because like how it's so sacred, but they're sacred within their own right without carrying sometimes on the other side.
Exactly. Actually, India is also one of the biggest beef exporters. Like their cow is sacred, but then they're vegetarian. But then, like if you actually look into it, that's what I told the guy. So the guy today was Indian and that came to the Uber. So you want to talk about immigration, right? He literally said the reason why I don't eat animals today is because I worked in a slaughterhouse. And then the person behind me said, was it the first thing you did when you came? And he said, yeah. He said, I had nothing else. Like I didn't know, and they pay you good money, right? And he goes, but I last
a better life, and they give
exactly.
you the green card. And like she said, they use it to actually they use it to leverage against people to get religion and things. And they know that the cycle will continue. Yes, a person might get cured, but another person might be in there. But there's an endless supply.
Exactly.
There's an endless supply of people that want to come into our country.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're always going to have people.
The fact that we still are doing what we're doing to horses, which is
Yeah.
the most noble, you know, that brought us out of the bloody Stone Age, and we're treating them as, you know, especially the racehorses. We know some people who are involved with activism on that, and I'm like, I can't.
Even at Niagara on the Lake, like I go to Niagara to go against the horse-drawn carriages, and like you see those fucking horses, like come on, we're 2021, they're in traffic, they're all stuck, they're like freaking out, there's motorcycles going by, there's like there's like, why?
Like if you want to be with a horse, technically they should have tourism going to a real horse farm. Like she brought me to a horse farm just recently, and like if you want to see the horses, you go and visit them in their natural habitat.
Yes,
run around
in
and
their
touch them.
natural habitat.
Instead of trying to be behind one, thinking that
To
you're
use them.
Or your princess for a day on a chariot.
Oh, it's so gross. But when they do that where we're at, it's like people will get onto the horses as we're all there with all of our signs, with like explaining all of the cities that have already banned horse-drawn carriages, like explaining, showing them everything, and you can see the state of the horse. Why you're paying $100 to exploit this horse? Like it doesn't, like it blows your mind, right? Like fuck, it blows my mind. It's just oblivion. And even what's happening, like you both know what's happening just in the world right now. Like it's just crazy right now. And that's one of the things, like some of my friends were like, yeah, but Michelle, like we're not, like if we don't stand up, like we're not gonna have any rights. How the fuck how can we protect the others? And I'm like, I get it, but we have to protect everyone. And I'm like, at the Freedom March, there'll be shit tons of people. We're gonna be a small amount. Come on. No, I'm kidding.
You know, you have to try to convert.
We're all essentially livestock to the elites.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Well, that's it. I mean, and we're still living in a world.
Depending on what level you're at.
Yeah, it's true. And it is, it depends on the level, because there's still people, like, you know, there's people who are doing the same thing that we are.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, that's where, see, that's the conversation I had with my dad last weekend.
And me, I know even more so, like being a Black American, like this is like something that people don't even get. They understand the human psyche, how fucked up we are just as human beings. As fucked up as this is, and how wild it is to look at it. If I jump back for a second, you look back in the 40s, 30s, just, I mean, if people think, oh God, it wasn't. We're talking about the 40s and 50s, even in the 60s.
Yeah.
They were killing Black people and hanging the trees.
Yeah.
And they were having hundreds of people, white people standing around, posing with pictures with the prize, sending out postcards. So if you understand human psyche, that's why they don't feel anything for an animal.
No, it's normalizing it. It's just normalizing it, though, right?
If you don't feel anything for a human being, that's why they can't even get to the stage of the animal.
Yeah. Or is it the opposite? Is it if you can't even care?
You would think that if you could transform it, you would hope and pray.
Yeah.
Because I think the only way is, to be honest, that would be the only saving grace, is because people are always going to be biased and have their own prejudices.
Yeah.
And they're always going to be concerned about who they are. Not accepting that you are an entire species. People are going to say, well, it doesn't happen to me and my family, my people.
Yeah, exactly. Me, my,
mine. Problem. But if you have something that's universal, like an animal, that's completely different, and get people to find empathy there, then maybe you can teach them.
That's where I see it. Like if we can teach, like because people perceive animals as like the lowest life form, right? Like as if it's this whole ego, right? And we're like this most
we're
like
still in the stage that we think we can own them, right?
Yeah, exactly. So imagine if we're able to teach humans from a young age respect for all life. How can you possibly turn against your own?
Yeah.
How can you possibly turn against your own? But we're teaching them like, oh, you know, like you just mentioned, eat, like love this one, but eat the other one. Yeah. Do this, but do that. So when you think of the psyche and the psychology behind that, it's fucking confusion, right? Like it's very confusing for people to be like, well, okay, so, but I love the dog, but I eat the cow and I look the other way. But, okay, well, I like people of that color of skin, but like that color of skin, though, like, do you know what I mean? Like it's constantly trying to draw a line between, oh no, this is okay, but this is
there's even racism animal, like black dogs, black cats. Like,
oh my god. Seriously, it's true. Like I have a black cat and it's like, oh, it's supposed to be super bad luck. Like, come on, for fuck's sake. Yeah.
Well, it's because I was having this conversation, someone mentioned that to me not too long ago. And it was really, really on point. Like people like to think of a snake, for instance, saying, oh god, it's snake. And the guy that I was hating with is, oh, you're a snake or something to a person. And they're like, why are you saying that? You know, the only reason, they broke it down. So the only reason why you people have the ideology that a snake is something bad is because it came from a biblical story.
Yeah. Oh, and it's also different.
It's not even that. It came from a biblical story that the snake was in the garden
that
of
ate
Eden,
yeah.
which is why the snake is associated with the devil, and all the time but it's still an animal. It's still a snake, and we have this ideal: snakes are bad, as bad as bad. The person said, if there was if it would have been a horse in the story, you'd have said, oh, you horse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
If it was a dog, oh, you're a dog.
Yeah.
We have association by stories we
tell.
tell.
100%. That's speciesism right there.
And the thing is that I guess it's unfortunate that it's so hard that we don't realize that we have the power as the masses, and we kind of contribute what you said. So it comes to the top, you know, and at the end of the day, it comes to the crown. It's because it comes from certain people who have. It's almost like a larger game of chess. Each person is president, they're over your people. So it's like, what can you get your people to do? And when you have people acting that way, and still to this day that we think it's okay to go to war and kill other human beings, especially over something that is being fucked up, which is money.
I know.
And what's, it just goes to show you how fucked up we are, how everything turns full circle. You know, Bitcoin, for instance,
But the
which is
thing-
the most valuable currency. The guy who made it up as a joke, as a mockery, to show other countries world currencies that I'm going to make up a currency the same way as you, decentralize it, and with nothing even backing it. And the thing is, a currency is only as valuable as the people who believe in it. And so therefore you have wars that are fought for money. Money is made up and it's a figment of our imagination. So you have people going to war, like she said, they said you have boys off the war and have on the front line killing each other.
Yeah.
So that other people in other places can make money.
I know.
And not
Follow
on
the
top
money.
of that, that money that they're making, they already know that it's fake because they only use it to control the people. Which is
And at
how
the end
they
of it
get-
all,
you know?
we're gonna realize that we can't eat that fucking money, and we have nothing left to live on, or right? Like that's exactly it.
She's
It's
trying
all
to change
pictures.
because, you know, I'm a material guy.
She's
I'm
trying
part-
to change me.
I'm part of the
I don't think
culture.
she's trying to change you. I think she's informing you, and you're making more informed decisions now.
I have.
She's like, I'm also changing them. No,
No, but that's
that's
No, it is,
okay.
it is.
Just admit it, man.
think- I
Sometimes,
think
you know, it's not a bad thing to change.
No.
It's not a bad thing to change. Like we're stuck in our fucking ways. Yes, 100%. That's why people look the other way all the time.
Situation because
It'd be cool to do like a Rasta festival. The Rasta is like
Do you follow Not Nation? Eitel is vital. The dreads, the
Not
whole
Nation?
Not Nation. He's got 135,000 subscribers on YouTube, and it's all about dreads. It's like a whole dread community, and he's now vegan. Like he was my ex, and now he's been fully vegan for like maybe more than 2 years now. He was at the Freedom March today. He was rollerblading. He was on his rollerblades with his dreads go like.
oh, he's always at the
Every Saturday. Yeah,
I
Jonathan.
always see him buzzing around.
Yeah, Mob Media, Jonathan, Not Nation, Not Locks, whatever. He's got 1,000 different fucking names.
Okay.
Yeah, you know which one. But yeah, he's constantly.
One day he was by my boy's place. He was over by Peter's place. My friend Peter owns Veggie Delight.
Oh,
It's a vegan,
cool.
it's a vegan in Jamaican place in Kensington.
Oh, okay.
You ever
No,
been
I
there?
haven't been. No.
And you dealt with Tanati, you don't know about the vegan Jamaican place. It's the
No.
best place in the city.
Not the one called Eitel is Vital.
Oh,
There's one called like that.
That's the one we went and bought the moss juice and everything. Yeah, remember the
Veggie Delight. Is that Mississauga?
That was near the Danforth. That lady was from Africa. That lady's from Africa, baby.
Kensington again.
Kensington Market? It's like
Kensington Market is on Spadina.
Okay, so we're
Chinatown.
talking about Toronto right now. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. First, I am from Quebec, but I live in Oakville now. So
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just always driving to go to other events and things like that. But I
Yeah.
do
What
not
part of
know
Quebec were you
Toronto at all. Quebec, Témiscamingue. Témiscamingue, but I lived for 10 years in Montreal. Témiscamingue is like borderline, like Ontario. There's like North Bay. Tembac is like une usine de pâte et papier. Tu parles français? Tu peux parler un peu français? Ah, ok. Ben, j'ai compris. T'as dit Témiscamingue vraiment bien.
I wish I learned.
Ah, tu parles pas français?
Maybe. I'll be right back.
Comme ci, comme ça.
I have done with the air, you know, Quebec. I've been in Montreal and Quebec.
Okay. Yeah. I lived in Montreal for 10 years, so
Where you living
it
at?
was everywhere. But the last place I lived was near TriStar.
But since you're speaking English, you're probably West Island girl.
Not
or
even.
Laval.
I'm actually, my first
Or were you
language is
downtown?
French. I'm actually French.
No, I know you're French.
Yeah.
I could tell.
Yeah.
I heard the accent.
Like,
anyway.
but I guess I lived close to TriStar. You into martial arts, like MMA and stuff?
I know French. I know Nestor very well.
Okay, so then I was like a minute from there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
George used to train down there with Nestor.
Oh yeah?
George St. Pierre.
Yeah, of course.
He trained there with Nestor. I know of that.
Nice. So do you have a background or you just?
Yeah, sort of, kind of. My boys out here fighting. I'm training my boy in the gym now. My boy had a fight tonight. I didn't get the fuck to go see it.
Oh, okay.
And I was supposed to be watching. He's in Mexico right now fighting tonight. I hope he won.
Fighting MMA
No.
or boxing?
He's a boxer. He's a
Oh,
pro
okay.
boxer. He's a pro boxer. He's gonna be a world champ.
I've been
And then
main.
I'm friends with Simon too, who's a Muay Thai world champion.
Oh, okay.
So he has a gym out there. And then one of my other boys, Ross, in Scarborough, and they're MMA. I want to go and they want me to, but you know I don't. I'm
Do it.
I'm too pretty, you know.
You just have to wear proper wrestling top.
No, it's not even that. I'm a scrapper. Like I scrap. I'm fucked
Yeah.
up. They scrap there and I scrap in the streets. Like I'm known to fucking just go, and that's what they tell me, you know. But I got hands. I really got hands. And I'm supposed to start training. I just been putting it off. I've been
So
busy
fun.
working,
I
making
fucking
money.
love it. I love it. I love fighting so much. I'm
Yeah?
4-0.
So you MMA?
Yeah, well, I'm 2-0 in Muay Thai, so I went to Thailand specifically to fight out there.
Really?
And then,
So if that's the case, then you should check out Simon then. Simon's the best fucking coaching teacher around.
but they're in Toronto, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's fucking far for me. I don't come
'cause
here
you
often.
live there?
Yeah.
That's not Florida.
Actually, my trainer who comes out to see me is Gavin. He works for the SWAT for the Peel region, and he's a fucking crazy like fighter, and like he's amazing. He comes to me directly. He's from Hamilton, so we do, and he just got operation on his knee.
That's
So
my
we
boy's thing right there. This is going on tonight.
Let's
Play the
see.
karma.
Playa del Karma.
But he was doing this. Hold on. This is my boy. Oh, does he got something on his thing?
Yeah, you would see like if he.
Oh God, I hope so. You see
Oh
this?
God, GSP.
Do you see this?
Holy fuck.
My boy
Yeah.
has this picture on him.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I gotta fucking send that to my boy. I gotta send that to him right now.
GSP. That's the first thing you pull up. Fucking GSP
Can you
just dying.
imagine?
I used to party and train with them actually. Like, yeah, because TriStar is like Faraz, a hobby, and the whole shabam, right? I just pulled up a picture getting my blue belt from Faraz a few days ago. I was like, oh, I forgot about that. That was years back though, but fuck.
My boy, though, he just, there he is. So I hope he won. There he is. And he trains with Chosen Boss, by the way, Chosen.
Oh, okay, let me see that actually, because I'm gonna look that up when I'm editing this. Okay.
But see, and here's it. Okay, show me this story. I told him to stay with those damn girls. But that's just his thing. This is my boy right here.
Did he win?
Hopefully, that's who he's fighting tonight. That's my boy there. He's gonna be world champion. He's a beast.
Oh yeah, he all kind of looks like John Jones, like the type, the body type and stuff. Tall, big fucking guy, super cut. Is that him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
That's one of his digs.
Nice.
He's powerful though.
Fuck yeah, those are nice shots.
He's really, really powerful. What did I see one day? That was that's how I chosen.
Have you watched The Game Changers?
Yes, we
On
watched
Netflix?
it.
Yeah.
We watched
Yeah.
it. That's the one.
Like all the athletes and stuff like that, right?
We watched it not too long ago. They're showing the veganism and the difference in the blood and the whole thing.
Everything.
And Tom Brady, he's the
Yeah.
best of it all.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend's good friend, Joanne, who's a vegan chef, she's a chef, but she also cooks other stuff for her family, because she hasn't transplanted yet.
Oh, okay.
She's a personal chef for Tom Brady and Giselle in Costa Rica.
Oh, wow.
Her good friend. And
That's
Tom Brady,
awesome.
she meets
Where did she
all-
go? Oh.
So she makes all that food and everything for him, which is the reason why he plays at such a top level, you know?
That's amazing.
I was
Yeah.
telling her about Joanne, babe.
Oh yeah.
Because I was asking Game Changer, because we were talking about boxing. My background's MMA and boxing and stuff. And then we started talking about shit. He's like, yeah, my boy this, but wait, my boy's fighting tonight. And then he's showing me, and then we're on fighting now. We're not even talking about animals
fight.
anymore.
You're missing Peter's
Fuck.
I'm so pissed right now because he has a fight tonight.
But isn't he in Philippines?
So wait, are you not vegan yet?
No, I am.
Okay. Whew. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna come and convert him for you right now. But you've done the work already.
Yeah, she did.
Okay, I'll be right back. But I gave her all the information stuff, my card. Follow me
Okay, perfect.
on Instagram and stuff like that, and stay in the loop, because then we're probably gonna see each other in a gym one day. I'll be, come on, bring those fucking gloves and wraps. Let's go.
You get it. You're asking for it.
I'm telling you, always. Yeah, likewise.
People sit down and have these really intense conversations with them where like it's just straight facts, it's just straight raw. People don't like it most of the time, right? But like it's very straight to the point. So I watched like a dozen or so of his videos in one night. I put my phone down at the end and I was like,
Joey Carbstrong?
yeah.
For sure.
Just, like, after a dozen of his videos, I just sat there, I was like, he's just right. Like he's just right. Like, just clicks. Right? Like
Broke off my leg. Where was it at?
Oh my god, do we want to get involved with that? I don't know if I want to get involved. Fucking Dave.
I like the way David talks. Michelle, you can probably like do the pull an Uber with them.
I was honestly, as this was going, I was hoping someone was recording this conversation. I didn't say anything, but I was like, I hope someone's fucking recording this.
And them?
With the Uber. No, not them. Sorry. With the Uber earlier, they were all behind me, and I'm talking.
End of the night, he said, I'm going vegan today. Not
He said, not tomorrow, not right now.
And we were all like clapping.
Yeah, we clapped him on, like we cheered and everything. And he said he wanted to join us. He was gonna come for the next one, like just everything. Like he was vegetarian, right? I said the first thing, I'm like, oh my God, you're just a vegan waiting to happen. Because that's always what I say, right? And it works all the time. Because half the time people are like, yeah, that's their response. They're like, yeah, I am a vegan just waiting to happen, you're right?
Like these videos that made you go vegan. Well, how long did you be vegan? That's awesome. Like yeah, but it was worth it because this isn't worth it, right? So why are you vegan? Why aren't you vegan? Really?
Might as well walk away real quick. I can't deal with it. Someone needs to take a picture.